Okay, this is the watch list video for January 30th, which is going to be a Monday. The SPY, after a nice little break out of this wedge pattern, flag pattern, if you will, it's been in a narrow range for the last few days. It's actually been in a narrow range for quite a while. Not a lot of intraday action, but the market overall pretty darn strong. So let's go right into the list. Now, ESES had a huge move on an intraday basis on Friday. Let's see, it went from 85 cents to 205. I don't know if it's going to give it any kind of move tomorrow, but I'm just going to watch. Anytime I see an anomaly like that, I put it on watch for a few days. I'm certainly not in love with the chart, and it didn't hold up very well. Actually saw on Twitter a lot of people got their butts handed to them chasing that on Monday morning, which brings up the point. I'll take an opportunity real quick to say don't chase. You see upside shape? Let me go back to the 5-minute chart here real quick. You see upside shape? There were people buying this thing. They were literally, look at that. This is what upside shape looks like, right? There were people buying this at 170, 180, 190, only about 4 minutes later to be down 25, 30%. Never, ever buy. If I can give you one tip, there it is. Never, ever buy upside shape. You're just chasing. If anything, wait for a pullback or try to fade it with a logical process. But that's just, you're not going to trade for very long if you get away with it. If you'd have bought this at 170 or 180 and it went up to 3 and you made $6,000, $7,000, I guarantee you give that $6,000, $7,000 back times 10 over the next 6 months. Because you have just taught yourself you can make a bunch of money by chasing a stock. It's a terrible habit. Having said all that, I'm still going to put this on watch for Monday, but I don't like the fact that it closed so far off its highs, all right? And speaking of doling out trading advice, Wayne and I had literally our trading course on Saturday was 10 hours. The last one was closer to 8. We actually went a full 10 hours. That was a long day. Got great feedback from it, though. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how often we're going to do those, though, because that talking for 10 hours, splitting the duty with one other person, gets old in a hurry. It doesn't get old. It gets to your throat in a hurry, I should say. But it was a super fun day. And hats off to I'll tell you what, everyone who took the course was there the entire time. I thought they'd start dropping off when we got to 5 and 6 at night. And we went all the way till 7 from 9 in the morning. Everybody stayed, so hats off to you guys. What a great group of folks. Okay, APRI is just still, after this pop, is just still kind of in this tight flag. Going to go back on watch for Monday. CLRB turned up. We had this on bounce watch on Friday. I never got a trade in it, but this one might continue the bounce on Monday, so we'll keep our eyes on it. CLBS. Nice little breakout with extra volume on Friday. This one might continue to follow through. Fairly low float stock, so it goes on watch. MSDI. Big pop here, big pop here. Kind of a quiet inside day. Again, pretty far off the highs of that big pop, but we might get a third day play there, so I'm going to put it on watch. Not in love with this list, to be honest with you. SYNA, because we put the course on, I was kind of reminded to put a couple potential bounce plays because it's one of the plays we teach. But the market's been so strong, I haven't really been looking to play too many bounce plays because there's always been something to find as a momentum play, breakouts and that sort of thing. But having said that, SYNA went from 62 down to somewhere around 54 on Friday. A lot of times that can give us a nice bounce play set up the next day. So it goes on watch. JBLU, another potential bounce play. On a 2-day basis, this thing's pretty darn far off of its highs 2 days ago. So that one also goes on bounce watch. Again, guys, I don't look at this chart and think bullish. Okay, I'm just a day trader. I'm in cash every night. So I'm looking for a potential bounce in this one, only with a proper setup, just like SYNA on Monday. Okay, simple as that. WG, nice breakout here last Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday came in on declining volume, touched the 8-day. That one might be ready to turn back up. HMNY. This one has a history of making huge moves back here, here, and here, and then it's kind of finally settled down. But it's got great support below, keeps trying to break out of this range, and it actually had a pretty strong close relative to the last few spikes, right? Closed much higher to its high of day, to its intraday high on Friday. So this one is a good candidate to watch on Monday. And then we've got GoPro goes back on watch. GPRO is just really, really tight. Might break to the downside, in which case I bet you it won't give me a long side trigger. but I do like it if it can break above this wedge. So that one goes on watch. And then lastly, Weight Watchers, WTW. Look, after the gap up, looked like it was rolling back over, and then had a strong day on Friday. And you kind of picture a little trend line right here. It might get up above that and maybe take off. So I'm going to put Weight Watchers on watch. In addition to these, we are going to add potential gap plays in the morning as well. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you guys on Monday.